I thank the representative of South Africa for his statement and give the floor to the representative of Indonesia.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Dear colleagues, let me first thank the Presidency of Germany for convening today's timely and important meeting. And I think many has stated an important points. And lastly, my dear brother Jerry has once again reminded us of the message of Nelson Mandela. And it's quite fitting that we started this discussion right after Nelson Mandela Day. Now, before coming to my statement, I also would like to thank Special Coordinator Mladenov and all the briefers, Mr. Daniel Levy and Professor Khalil Fikaki, for their important and insightful contribution. We are gathered once again to express our deep concern about the situation in Palestine and Israel's formal annexation plan. We have done so many meetings in this regard. This concern is being loudly expressed by various members of the international community, including parliaments, civil society, and the elders. These voices are united in denouncing the Israeli plan, which will destroy the fundamentals of the peace process, inflict adverse impacts on millions of Palestinians, and destabilize the region and beyond. The voices are clear and the messages are explicit. For now, the implementation of the formal annexation may seem to be on pause, but the occupation continues. Nonetheless, the Palestinian suffering is real and deep, and it is never on pause. On that note, let me focus my statement on three pertinent points. First, to urge Israel to abandon its annexation plan. The, I quote, pause in formal annexation is not good enough. With the uncertainty surrounding the annexation plan, one thing remains certain. Any form of annexation is illegal and harmful. Annexation is an act of flagrant violation of international law, including the Charter of the United Nations, the Fourth Geneva Convention, and various UN resolutions. Israel's continued pursuit of this policy is a direct challenge to the very principle of the international rule-based order that the United Nations was founded upon. Annexation is also harmful. It destroys any prospect of peace. It will put millions of Palestinian families in peril, further destabilize an already volatile region, and it will create an unpredictable future, not only for the Palestinians, but also for the Israelis. I took note of Mr. Daniel Levy 5 important elements that was proposed, and I would stress that the current situation reflects the permanent denial of freedom, rights, and equality of Palestinians. Second point is the call for all parties to restart the negotiation process. The outpouring of support for the Palestinians and condemnation of the Israel's annexation plan need to be translated into concrete action. Because words without action bear consequences and will neither prevent annexation nor end the occupation. I would like to echo SRSG Mladenov points on restarting diplomacy. Indonesia urged the international community to mobilize support for resumption of credible multilateral negotiation guided by the internationally agreed parameters with the aim of implementing the two-state solution. We welcome every effort initiated by the Secretary General together with the Special Coordinator towards engaging and opening talks and finding a fair and sustainable solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The third point is to call upon all parties to ensure access to humanitarian assistance. Our fight against COVID-19 is far from over. The number of positive cases and casualties is surging, including in Israel and in the OPT. The looming annexation and the COVID-19 pandemic and significant burdens to Palestinians who have suffered decades of occupation, increasing demolition and displacement, as well as constant deteriorating living condition. The uncertainties surrounding the annexation do not change the fact that all parties need to ensure access to humanitarian assistance in the occupied territories, as well as health services and the movement of goods and people. In this regard, I once again appeal for continued support to UNRWA. It is now more important than ever for the international community to fully deliver on its commitment to support the Palestinian people and bring their suffering to an end. I like to add what Nikolai mentioned on his briefing, namely the need for unity of effort, strength of purpose, and a clear understanding of the multifaceted risks, the risks, the peril, and the suffering of the people of Palestine and its children, bleak of a grand future. Mr. President, Indonesia's support of the Palestinian cause has been consistent and an integral part of Indonesia's foreign policy. We will continue with our policy position with Palestine until Palestine establishes a contiguous independent state within the pre-1967 borders and with East Jerusalem as its capital. We reiterate that this is the obligation and solemn duty of this Council, not only to stop Israel's vicious annexation plan, but to ensure that Palestinians receive the justice that is their right and for which they have suffered and waited for so long. I thank you, Mr. President.
I thank the representative of Indonesia.